All right, good morning, everybody. This is going to be my first video. Pretty much what it's going to be is just being me trading, talking about my process, not filtering or editing anything. I'm not sure if you can hear the cat, but that's Luna. She's going to be here. Anything that happens, if someone comes over, anything. I just want to show you the real life of what it's like to be a trader. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. So I'm going to go over my pre-market here. So the pre-market analysis I wrote, the market is currently running up towards its all-time highs, threatening to make new ones, and beginning to consolidate on the lower time frames. Bottom of the daily range remains the same as last week's, so this right here, 2400s, which is the 21400s. The top of its range has not found a top yet. Obviously, it looks like we're extending the range. The reason why we're not counting this as the higher low is because we're not counting this as a break. I mean, technically it did close above it, but not for me, right? And a lot of trading is subjective in that way. You just have to find what works for you. Sometimes you'll be right, sometimes you'll be wrong. All right, so the top of its range, like we just said, has not found a top yet, so the top is not in yet, of course. The 4 hour, let's go to the 4. So the 4 hour is currently holding its own series of higher lows. So this is the higher low, creates a higher high. Then we have a potential higher low here. Because the reason why I say potential is because this high is trying to get above this high to create the higher high. And the series of higher lows is an internal series. So we have this higher low, higher low, so higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So that's why we call it the series. So that's going to be at 630, 760 area, and the 810 area. Awesome. So last a higher low on the 1 hour is going to be here at 860s. The 15 minute, let's go to the 15 minute, and the 5 minute time frames are as well are showing large trading ranges, right? So this is the trading range. I mean, this is not that large. This is yeah, that's a small trading range. But if that breaks, then that'll give us an indication that maybe it wants to hold this 4 hour high here and maybe continue down and retest, maybe this level, maybe the hourly, maybe this level here at the 760s, or eventually maybe later on in the week the 630 levels. Just in general, maybe it wants to start coming down, maybe. But as of right now, we're still bullish on the 15, still bullish on the 5 as well. Technically, we shifted up here. And if you guys watch my videos, you'll learn my system. It's very, very simple. It's based on the closures of the candles. So it's not, I don't ignore the wicks. I do use the wicks because it's a valid price action, but I pay attention to the closures of the candles. If you notice here, I'm using the closure of this bearish candle to highlight this point of interest right here, right? This structure point. And the thing on the upside, there, boom. So what I usually do is I usually just look for what the market is doing. I like to align at least 3 time frames, maybe sometimes 2. And yeah, so you'll see it in action. I'll get better at articulating the strategy as well. But I think I do a good job in narrating, which is what you'll hear me do, which is what the video is. It's just me sitting here, waiting for my system, talking about what I'm seeing, and sharing it with you so that hopefully it can help you find your own process and trust your own process as well. So let's do it. We have about a minute to the open and we got our coffee, so we're ready. So I'll be right back. Well, I'm not sure if you can hear her. This little girl is crying. Crying, crying, crying. So I'm going to grab her here. Okay, so one thing I want to point out here, the 5 minute looks like it is about to shift back bullish. So it started a retracement, put in a lower low here, a lower high, lower low, and now a higher high. All right, so you can see a little bit clearer on the 1 minute, and that coincides with the 15-minute holding its own trading range, and maybe the 1 hour wanting to extend its own trading range. So we put that in the context of this higher time frame resistance that we're trying to break out. And at this point, we have to just decide, is like, do we believe that the market can go up or continue to break out? Maybe, right? The momentum is strong. But the thing that we will not do is rush into anything. We'll wait for something to make sense to us, and we'll go from there. So currently, right now, this is working maybe on the 15-minute here. It's working to probably create this as the higher low, continue higher. The way that we would confirm that is if this closes above this high right here, which it looks like it wants to do, maybe. But we have this candle just opened, right? This is the opening candle. So this could reverse, this could be making a wick, or it could actually be strong and close. Now, again, let's put it in the context of what we're seeing here. We have a structure shift on the 5-minute, and I'll show you that here. So you have, let's call this the low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, same low. So then this becomes the higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then a higher high. So it shifts back with the prevailing trend, which on the daily is the bullish range on the daily. So go back here. So this is the part where you just wait. So we'll just wait. You see the 15 minutes coming back in. Okay, so now let's talk about the 5-minute here, for example. The bottom of the 5-minute trading range is right here, right? But why do I say that? Again, let's go back here. It's here. So the range becomes this. It becomes this low because we shifted from bear structure to bullish. And just like we have the daily's top undefined, like what we said in the pre-market, this top for the 5-minute is currently undefined as well. Same thing with the 1-minute, currently undefined, right? We're creating something here. So we have this range, boom, boom. If this can close above, then we have a new range. And that's pretty much how I see the market. It goes through different trading ranges. So it goes through a trending range, which is what we're outlining here, kind of like here on the 15-minute, very clear. Or it's in a range consolidation where it's putting maybe equal highs and equal lows, or it's consistently just breaking structure, not really going anywhere, and it's just objectively and visually just going sideways. There's nothing here for me. I usually like to get in trades like this, but this is just not really my style yet. Like the way that I like it. That's important to me. The trade needs to not only look good but also feel good. And right now it feels like I don't want to put risk on. I also do want to be transparent about my accounts. So if you look down here, it says AMP Live. This is on a personal account. However, I'm not only trading my personal account. I am trading a funded account with TopStep, 150,000 Express XFA. And then I have 2 funded accounts with Tradeify, straight to SIM funded. So I have those on this screen here. I have one monitor here, and then the other monitor to my left, which is the one you're seeing. That one has my personal. I have 2 up here. I have my Combine on the right, one of my Tradeifys on the left, and then I have an iPad here for the 3rd funded account. So all in all, I'm trading 4 accounts, but I'm taking the same exact trade on each one. On the personal account, I'm trading 1 micro. 1 micro. And on the funded accounts, I'm trading 1 mini each. So that's, if you're not familiar, that's 1 NQ, which is $20 per point. on the funded accounts, and then for MNQ, it's about it's $2, right? It's $2 per point. So I'm risking about $50 or less or better, depending on how tight I can get the risk. Aiming for about 100 plus for profit for good risk reward. And then on the funded accounts, it's just 10x that. It's risking 500 or less if we can risk better, and then aiming for somewhere around 1,000. So here it looks like the market is trying to consolidate, is trying to find some direction. This is a very, very tight range, so I don't look too much into this. Um, One of my key principles in trading is if I can't distinguish trading range or make sense of a certain time frame, then I always go up. So I'll go to the 5 minute. For example, this makes sense to me. We just shifted, printed a new high, and we're currently maybe trying to go higher. Right, so now we have a 5 minute range. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to do this. Let me just do maybe like that. Okay. Let me see if I copy it. Okay, excellent. So I'll do that. I don't want on the hourly. Okay, well, like that. Okay. Maybe I can do this. Okay. So this has not proven to be the higher low yet because we still have 8 minutes to close. But the 5 minute did get a new structure point or a pivot point, whatever you want to call it. So we'll just be patient. Be patient, be patient. Remember this. And this is the hourly higher low. So that's going to be important to know. So I'll leave that one there. Actually, no, we don't need it because it's already up, right? Like it's right there. All right. So it looks like we're trying to figure out what it wants to do. The only market I trade is the Nasdaq. I also have swing accounts actually, where I swing trade stocks and futures. So like right now, I'm in a swing sell from on Apple, and actually we just got stopped out. So yeah, we got stopped out on that one. So we'll have to wait for another opportunity there. But those, it's maybe like 1 week there. Ta-da-da. Okay. So as of right now, the only thing that I maybe want to see is maybe see the bottom of this range. Maybe go, or maybe even sell from here, these 890s from below it, if we can get below this structure point again. The only issue I have with this price action is I don't want it to just fake me out and be one of those days where it looks like something's going to happen, but nothing actually happens. Because sometimes you have days where the market really tells you, it's like, dude, I'm not doing anything today. Like, you should go do something else. It's like, okay, I believe, yeah, you're not going to do anything. The first 40 minutes, you're just chopping around. Cool, I'll go do something else. It kind of looks like this. But also, sometimes the opening will just be trash. And like the first 15 to 20 to 30 minutes are just garbage. And then after that, you get some real movement. So I'll just be patient. Another thing we did not mention is actually probably what we're seeing. This is the anticipation of some news coming out. We have, let me see what we have. Okay, we have at 9:45 S&P Global Manufacturing PMI. It's probably backwards for you, but that comes out at 9:45. So we'll be flat until then, until after. Let the market digest that news. Yeah. And if you stuck around this far in the video, I just want to tell you that, again, the purpose of this video and all the videos I'm going to be posting, which is every day, every trading day, that is, I'm going to be posting unfiltered, raw trading sessions where I talk about what I'm thinking, about my process, my losses, my wins, my break evens, and I'll break down the trades not only before I get into them, but while I'm in them, how I'm managing them, why I'm managing them the way I am, and you'll get insights into not just my strategy, but also my mindset and what it feels like to be a profitable and consistent trader. So that's the purpose of this channel, really, is to inspire you to find your own process, to find a way to believe in that process, and to commit to it. So for my process, I only take one trade a day. I look for one trade and then I'm done. Maybe your process allows for three trades, or maybe one trade a week if you're a swing trader, or if you are a day trader, maybe two or five. It just depends, right? You just have to find it. Okay, new highs on the 1 minute. The highs on the 5 minute are holding very nicely, and the 15 minute is threatening to extend its trading range to make this the new higher low. So let's see. That is a decisive move from the buyers, and also nothing actually shifted here. If you pay attention right here, for the break, the trading range was between this high right here and this low, and the lows actually held, and we printed new highs. Right? These ranges are everywhere, and it's literally the only way that I trade. So you can look for a buy here. Probably won't look for it. I like my ideal trade is catching the bottom here, but on a higher time frame. So like the 5 minute that we missed came in the pre-market. That and usually with a shift. So I'll give you an example of what that looks like. And you'll see it, of course, if you stick around in the channel. So let's say, for example, price did this and then broke out from the bottom. That's a trade that I want to take all day. I want to take this trade right here all day, right? And I usually target a fixed R, 2, a 2, 2.2, 2.5, or just 2 flat. It just depends. But yeah, that's how I trade, and you'll get used to my style of trading as you watch the videos, as the market presents opportunities for me to take, for you to watch. Okay, so here, for example, again, market's come back in and it's threatening the bottom of this trading range on the 1 minute. This coinciding with this disgusting rejection on the 15 minute does not signal to me that I should be selling, right? Even if we do shift here, what it's telling me more is that there's indecision, right? And it makes sense that there's indecision because this is a massive 4 hour level right here that we're trying to put in a higher high. We're grinding through the wick of the all-time high, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's the all-time high, right? Yeah, absolutely. So it's trying to put in and not just put in, which I already did, but close above that, right? This is the all-time high. So it makes sense that we're getting resistance here. Just got to be patient. Patient, 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 patient. If it really does want to put in a new all-time high, this could probably be a good buy here. But I would love to get a bounce off of this little level right here, right there. So yeah, we'll just have to be careful. I usually don't take trades without a shift. So okay, so we're about to get news. Remember the news that we spoke about just a few minutes ago, about 5 minutes ago. About to get it in 20 seconds. See what it has in store for this. But we are grinding above. Okay, so news came out. Let it do its thing. We are retesting the highs of this 5 minute, but still no reason to enter it. All right, actually, so we got an update on the 15 minute here. We did get a new higher high, technically. I'll show you what that looks like. So we're gonna move the bottom of the range down here, which coincides with prices 894. 894 is right here, right, and it coincides with this 5 minute. So I really like that. So what a perfect trade for today would be break here, bounce off 894, and go like that, right? Which would be at the bottom of this 15 minute range. That's what I would like to see. However, a different variation of that, or maybe something else too, could get us in. It just depends on what we get. All right, 1 minute currently holding pretty well here above the 906s, right, which is the top of this in the pre-market range, this little range, and the top of the 5 minute. Nothing exciting here to do. The only advancement from the buyers that we got is that 15 minute range and the 1 minute holding and 5 minute at the new highs. So of course we are leaning towards the buys. It's just where, right? And not just where, like we said, but how do we present opportunity? That's important for us. I mean, honestly, I mean, the Nasdaq has been so bullish, especially after this scare in the middle of the summer. You guys remember? We just felt like Armageddon. It was the first time I've ever actually actively traded a nice dump like this. I remember this buy actually. I caught this buy on a swing trade from here to like, oh, I think it was the top of the range. So from here to like maybe there, that's it. Man, this was, look at this candle. Sheesh. Okay. So the good thing about trading in the market is that we don't have to trade every day, right? Every day is a trading day, but not every day is a day to trade. However, it's still important to show up because there's going to be days like this where it's like, you probably shouldn't trade. Obviously, there's not much to do here for me. And other times, I mean, the market is just giving away free money. It's like the setup looks clear, clean. I don't want to say easy, but very simple, easy, quote unquote, easy money trades where it's just like layup trades. Like maybe it's like a break and retest that's cleaner than this, right? Or like maybe like this. This might be a clean break and retest for you, but it's not in my system, it's not in my rules, and it's not in my intuition either. It's like it's not something that just stands out because I do listen to my intuition a lot. And the intuition is not based on on guessing. It's based on years of experience. Years. So let's talk about that actually. I've been trading for about 2 years, consistently trying and failing for 2 years. And I've only recently achieved profitability. And I've realized that profitability is not a metric of external results. It's actually the reflection of an internal mindset of a being, a form of it's a form of being that you are. You're because trading profitably requires you to be disciplined, it requires you to trust the process, it requires you to be consistent, not just on the charts, but also off of the charts. So one example on the charts would be doing the pre-market. So let me show you this. This is what I do every morning. I do have a daily programming where I read the same thing. I read the purpose. You guys are actually the purpose as well. Reading this, understanding variance, and I think that as I post more and more, we get more familiar with each other's trading strategies, and all individual mindsets and inclinations. Then I can start teaching about variance, but using real life results. Like this is real life that I'm trying to show here and convey. So maybe one day you'll come up with something like this, like today, even this. Let's see here. We're posting raw unfiltered trading as unusual for the public to see and using Instagram as a public extension of our trading journal that we use here, right? So this is TradeZilla. So I have the pre-market analysis. I do the little annotations here. And this is like boring stuff. Like this is not stuff that I necessarily want to do, but I know that in the long run, just getting the reps in, trusting the process, being consistent with it, that is what makes me profitable. It's 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 a powerful thing. Consistency, man. It's like a superpower. Consistency leads to compounding. Compounding leads to exponential results, exponential growth, which is what we're truly after, which is that G word, man, growth. It's all that matters. And progress. Okay, 15-minute extending. So here, I want to point out again how the 1 minute is holding its lows consistently, right? You don't need the line chart for this. You can see it here. So you have this higher low, higher high, and then between the range, right? This low tries to come in, liquidity is grabbed, and it closes above you. Even here too, it comes back in. This looked strong, but then it held, right? And then now it's putting in a series of higher lows and higher highs that's internal, between this high and this low right here. This is the highest. Let's double check that. Yeah, so the trading range is here and here, right? And we're breaking out. So if you really, really, really were antsy for a trade, you could look for, maybe you can even get in right now and put your stop below this low, or maybe this low if you want to be safer, or even this one. Like that's not that many points away. Let me see. Okay, actually that is quite a lot. So like 25.2 would be below the stop loss right there. Sorry, below the higher low, and you'd be quote unquote safe for the breakout. It's just not part of my system, so I wasn't looking at it. I like clean price action. Clean, clean, clean. This is starting to clean itself up. 5 minute is very clean. Um, and there was a case for this subtle flip here that we'll have to review and see why we didn't take it. Because obviously it worked. Let's see here. Oh yeah, 20-point stop loss. I'll take that all day. I'll take that all day. I love a 20-point stop loss because we usually put our stop loss to about 25 points, 25, 27, just depending on the market. So if I can get less than that, yes, let's go. Because for me, I don't really care about the outcome. What I do care is about controlling what I can control, which is myself and the risk that I put on. Okay, so now maybe you guys already know, but 5 minute just shifted its range here. Actually, I did it here too, but this is just extending it. So down here becomes a valid level for us to look for some buys if we come back down, especially this wants to be the high. And then we start the 15 minute there. And yeah, and then this is the daily low, higher low right here. Mhm. But here's the thing. In order for this to give us a buy signal right here, oh, right here, this would actually, the 1 minute would actually have to shift internally, and I would have to assess whether I'm okay with that. Would I just get in there or wait for a shift back? So, so like this, but that's internal, so that's not a good example. So let me see. I would like this 918 low for sure. If we can come back in, um, the only way to come back in is, I mean, it is kind of far, but we'll see. If we don't get it, then we don't get a trade, right? And that's completely and utterly okay. Like I'm okay with not taking a trade, especially if it does not align with my strategy, my intuition, my system, my proven tested system that I've tested rigorously. I just don't want to take it, right? So we'll just be patient. Like I would be okay losing money on a great setup than I would be making money on a gamble. And the process teaches you to embrace that sort of mindset. And that's actually what I hope to be giving you just by showing you, just leading by example, what it looks like to actually be a real trader. Just to sit here. I mean, I've been sitting here for 27 minutes talking to you, talking to myself, talking out loud, just waiting, right? It takes not just patience, but just discipline just to sit here and just, I'm actually a little bit bored, right? Like, this is not that fun because I'm just looking at rectangles and just waiting for something to happen, waiting for something to look good to me according to my rules so that I can get in. Like that's not that fun. What is fun though is practicing the muscle of patience, practicing that muscle of discipline. It's like how disciplined can I actually be? Like how okay can I be with not taking a trade today and being happy about it? It's like, okay, I followed my system. I followed my plan. Like that is the win. And again, just I'll probably be repeating myself over and over and over again in these videos, but that's what I would love to give to you. Just insight into that mindset, or maybe you can find it in yourself to think this way, or find your own way that's similar to this mindset where you focus on the process. Because when you focus on the process, you enter flow, you enter the present moment, and you realize that the process itself is the gift. The journey itself is the gift. Okay, we're not pretty much not doing anything here. This could be a good opportunity here. The reason why I say this is that the bet would be for the continuation of this move up, maybe another leg up to 22,000 again. We never reached 22,000 actually. That would be a good trade. The reason why I say it's a good trade is because we're retesting this, we're holding the lows. Maybe the 15 minute wants to keep running, the 1 hour super bullish. Let me see. Oh, can't see the volume. Let me see the volume on this. So there's not that much volume, but this wouldn't be a bad trade, right? Because we're holding like that. Very, very nice. New highs on the 1 minute. So yeah, this is the bottom of the range. So I think I'm gonna look for an opportunity here. And you see like that yawn, like I'm not gonna edit that out. I'm gonna keep it there because it's authentic. It's real. Like I'm actually getting sleepy watching this. And maybe that'll throw off my game. Maybe that'll make me less efficient or not as quick to enter. Like yeah, I'm even thinking now it's like maybe I should already be in from 9:59. So I should already be feeling that stress, that pressure. It's like, oh, is it gonna go? Is it gonna? But uh, but yeah, this is a good trade. The reason why it's good is because it's technical. We'll get a nice pullback, very complacent pullback, low volume on the pullback. Look at this volume candle. Very, very nice. So even here, what we would have to figure out why we didn't take this trade. But I do want to get in here. I would love to get in at the 960s. So we'll just be patient. I'm gonna actually put an alert, even though I'm gonna sit here and watch it. I'll watch the alert. Look at the past executions. Right. So the volume, this is a nice volume spike here. And what this does is it actually doesn't just give us an opportunity to buy, to remove that. It also gives us a good opportunity to sell if this could break 945. So if it doesn't hold, then we have a potential to sell. Maybe to start pulling back on the 1 hour or the 15 minute. Maybe it creates the higher high, starts pulling back. But what we won't do is we won't just guess that it's going to do that, right? Like we won't just get in here. It's like, oh, okay, this is actually going to flip, or because we don't have any confirmation, right? What I would want to see, let's say for the cells, if I wanted it, I would want this to break, come back into the range, do something like that. And I would get in, somewhere around here. Maybe after this internal break right here, come in here, maybe sell it down here, or maybe a retest of, something on somewhere within this range, something like that. But yeah, this is a good trade. Let's see if we could have, let's see what we would be sitting at if we got in. So 17. Okay, not bad. It would be right there close to GP. But as of yet, still nothing to trade. Make sure this is something. Okay, first bearish candle. On the 1 minute. Maybe this is going to start retracing. 47 seconds on the 5 minute. Close. So here, this is the range that we're looking at on the 1 minute, right? So that's what my brain focuses on. Even though I'm looking at this, like I'm just focused on what's going to happen between these prices. This breaks, sells. If it holds, look for the buys. And if it does break, then I'm thinking, how low can it actually go? So if this breaks, then it probably most likely will go down to 918, this 5 minute higher low, and test that. If it holds down there, it's just like that. That's another trade for the buys. and that would realign the 1 minute with the 5 minute holding well above the low of the 15-minute range and still very bullish on the 1 hour. So that would be a good trade. But the market's slowing down here, trying to decide what it wants, but it's trending very nicely, of course, obviously, as you can see. Another thing too that I need to work on is seeing this shift here and then this 5 minute candle coming down and giving me the same price, an even better price actually. So what time is this at? 9:35. So that happened here, right? So it's giving me the same price. So what I need to work on is actually connecting the two time frames more closely together so that I can see that the 1 minute is actually giving me, a 5 minute wick. Obviously, I can't know for fact or for certain that that's what it's doing. But we're not counting on 100% objectivity. We're counting on probabilities. So if we do see it coming like that, the shift, we know the bottom of the range is there, then it'll help us think of probabilities like, okay, it's probably doing this based on past experiences, based on market principles, structure, etc. So that's a good trade. Just be patient here. So this week we actually have the Fed decision as well. We have the Fed meeting. I think that's going to be on Wednesday. Let me double check that for the last interest rate cut of the year. Let's see, today, tomorrow. Yeah, federal funds rate at 2 p.m. on Wednesday. So that should be a good day. We don't trade in the afternoon because we have other things that we're doing, but we'll still trade in the morning that day. All right, 15 minute looking like it wants to put in a top wick here, like some sort of rejection of these all-time highs. 1 hour closes above its all-time high. Let me see the 4 hour. So the 4 hour as well confirms the structure. So the 4 hour higher low is here now. Uh, 4 hour high low. What level is this? This is full of 5 minute. Okay. 5 minute, 5 minute, 5 minute. 5 months. What the? There we go. Okay. So here might actually be another good opportunity for the buys. It's just I don't like how tight it is. So here, I know it's very, very small, but here on the 1 minute, we're actually shifting back bullish from this small retracement here. And I'll show you what I mean. If I go like this, you see it, bearish structure, bullish structure there, but it can break, right? So the trading range becomes 978 and this high right here. So the bet would be, somewhere around here, maybe retesting this, but if you're looking for the buys, right? So something like that. Just the top. Or if it breaks, then you can continue down, but you're still looking at this as the bottom of the trading range, the overall trading range, which is here. So we just have to wait. So it did close. If it closes below here, then we know that the sales are most likely to continue. and it technically did just right there. So we are still looking for continuation. Now, in order for this is still in retracement. If we close above here, then maybe we're back in the buys, but this is looking to this is looking like it wants to do this garbage here. So just be patient. Maybe the higher low is in for the 5 minute. And this confirms the sell off here if we close below it. Woo! Thanks, baby. Remember, raw and unfiltered. Just want to show my humanity, show that I'm not special. I'm just someone who trusts the process, built a system, believes in himself, and is consistent. So I'm wielding principles that we all have access to that are highly, highly effective in helping us to attain our dreams, our goals, to manifest that life that we want. Okay, here it looks like the higher low. So here's a thesis, right? My thought process again. We've extended the 5 minute higher, sorry, the 5 minute trending range. We have a higher low, and this is a potential higher high. Now, in order for this to be a higher high, it actually has to begin to retrace. If it does begin to retrace, maybe we have something that tells us that this is actually ready to start retracing. So here, when we talked about the shift and this closing below this is actually bearish structure, right? So that could be, for example, here it could be, you could take the sell here with a tight risk, 1 in 5s. I don't trade like that. I do like to see shifts and not just see them, but see them in particular ways. And again, the more you watch me, the more you'll get used to what those look like, those A plus plus setups. But now it's like here, for example, if you were looking to trade the same way I do, then you would look for a sell right here off the 978 with a stop above here, with the thesis that this is confirming the 5 minute higher low before actually confirming it, right? If we get it back above these highs, then that's no bueno for the sellers, which they probably shouldn't even be trying, right? I'm just kidding. Let me not say that they should be trying because that's their job. Okay. So see how it comes back up, it wicks it, and then it rejects here. So the instant selling off from this level is not random, right? So let me go, maybe if your eyes aren't accustomed to it, you can't really see it. But there, look at where the wick ends up. This is not random at all. And it's actually highly valuable if you can begin to start seeing it. Also, with this structure on the 1 minute, you actually also have a very, very, very common candlestick pattern here on the 5 minute where you have a hanging man, you have the next candle make a high. Sometimes it breaks up all the way, or maybe sometimes halfway, or maybe sometimes like this, and then start selling off. Or this candle holds. If it holds, it usually means that the buyers aren't done yet. And again, looking at the lower time frame, you could potentially confirm that. All right, look, so we're coming back in here. So the trading range here is so tiny. It's between, okay, so it's this high, it's this high, and this low. So the 1 minute trading range is very, very tiny. That's the 1 minute trading range. And it's currently bearish, right? It's currently bearish in an overall bullish trend. So this is potentially telling you that it wants to come back and retest this until we can get above here, this high right here. If it doesn't, then we probably shift here. Now, for me, for example, I would be in these sales if we got something prior to this. What I would have loved to have seen up here is for me to have actual confirmation of it, of the sales, is this. So instead of coming up here and just immediately doing this, which is what we're doing, right? I would like to have seen something like this come here, put in a higher low, like this. That would give me more confidence, right? So even if it's the same movement doing this, the fact that it broke here would make the trading range, according to my rules, confirmed bearish, right? Even though the price action is bearish right now, it's not confirmed bearish. It's like a soft bear, if you would. If that makes sense. I don't know. But like that. So that's a big difference, right? So this is just all internal. This is an actual shift. That's what I would like to have seen to be more confident in these sales. But again, you can track the pivot points this way. And don't worry, with experience, you too shall not need the line chart. In the beginning, of course, I needed the line chart. I would go back and forth, maybe annotate it, like here's the low, here's the high, whatever. So look, so this, here we go again. So we just closed here. So now the market shifts here, and then just like on the daily, the current 1 minute trading range is unknown. The bottom of the trading range is currently unknown, right? So we can put this, but that's all like internal. We actually know that the 1 minute structure is actually here, right? This is just a pullback on the lower time frames or higher time frames as well. We know it's the same game over and over again. So on the 15-minute, the range is all of this. All right, on the 5 minute, it's smaller. On the 1 minute, maybe it's a bigger, like this. And if this breaks, for example, then that would be the first sign that maybe this one's going to break, or maybe it's coming back to retest that one. Or if this one breaks, then maybe it's a signal that it wants to come back and test the 15-minute range. Or if that breaks, then maybe it wants to come all the way down to the 1 minute, 1 hour. And if the 1 hour shifts, then maybe you have a higher time frame shift, and maybe the market is trying to come down to this 4 hour higher low. So it's like layers and layers and layers of safety. You can call them safety lines, or you can call them pretty much whatever you want, really. You just call them levels. But it's kind of like diving into the minutia of the structure of the market. I don't use, obviously, you can see I don't use any indicators. I just look at structure. I try and tune in to the story that the market is telling me. And again, I told you why I didn't take this trade, or even the sell from up here. I remember I called this, I said this is potentially the higher high. We were right. But notice how I didn't allow my thinking, my feeling of, oh, this might be the higher high, to just get me in impulsively. I looked at it objectively. I said, okay, maybe it is. And in my mind, I just said, okay, I would like to see, like I showed you guys, maybe a higher high briefly and then shift. That would be a good trade. But because we didn't get a confirmation, this high, for example, right here, when it shifted here, bear, and then here, this could have just gone a million points to the sky. But that's just how I trade. So for example, now looking at the 1 minute, this is the current trading range. So we can go here, like that. That is the current trading range on the 1 minute. Very simple, not complicated at all. If this can shift back and close above here, maybe I'll try the bias. The reason why I would say that is because the 5 minute is currently bullish. It's just pulling back. The 15 minute is currently bullish, pulling back. The 1 hour is currently bullish and it's pulling back. But we just have no confirmation yet. So just wait. I usually trade until like 10:30, so we're gonna cut this up soon. But yeah, I think we can find something maybe before, maybe off of here. But yeah, let's keep, actually, I'm gonna keep the visuals for you guys. Eventually, I won't have anything on, and you guys would just be masters of elite structure, market, wizardry reading, whatever you want to call it. That probably makes sense, but yeah. So today is a perfect example of how the market presents opportunities, but maybe it doesn't present opportunities for everybody, right? So it's okay for you to want to see something very specific, or in general want to see something and you don't see it, and that's okay. Like that's normal. Okay, but this right here I like. I'll tell you why. A lot of the time, what the market will do is it'll present me. Okay, here to present me with things like this, where right now obviously it's not doing it, but it would do something very tight. So let's draw the like this. So if it does that, great. And I would wait for the I could probably take it here, put the low here, or put it right here. But this is the key level right here on the 1 minute, because if this goes, then the entire 1 minute shifts. So you could have a system that tells you that you could take it here and maybe add your full position here if it breaks, or you can put your full position on here, saying this is the 1 minute trading range. I'm planning on it to hold, etc., etc. Okay, so this candle does not break it, so we're still holding. This could still flip. But if this does close, then something magical happens for my system. I start ignoring all this on the time frame in which it broke, but I don't ignore it on the higher time frame. So I would like to see again, maybe we'll probably get what I am looking for, which is all the way down to the 5 minute shift and then back up. But as of right now, looks like the 1 minute is racing to turn back bearish, which is pretty nice. So you do have a wick top here on the 15 minute, and it does look pretty heavy. So again, there was opportunity, there were reasons to get short here. There were good reasons too, just not a part of my system. Didn't see enough of what I wanted to see. Okay, so 1 minute is let me see. Yes, the 1 minute is confirmed bearish. I was looking for a word there, I forgot. I lost it. All right. So here's the predicament. We have the 1 minute that's bearish, the 5 minutes still bullish, 15 minutes still bullish, the 1 hour still bullish, all the higher time frames are still bullish. So if we believe in the case for the buys, then we want to see the 1 minute shift, and we say, no, it's okay, this is temporary. Or if we have the case for the sells, if we feel like we're selling off today, maybe we feel like we're too high. The case for the sells could be that no, the 1 minute is the first one to shift, and it's creating a domino effect for the other time frames to shift as well. So you have the both cases. You just have to decide what works for you. Even here now, this is where a little bit of nuance comes in. If you notice that the 1 minute actually just closed above that 1 minute level. This is a very, very tricky predicament, because on the 5 minute you might get a nice hammer candle, which you're getting right there. That's holding it, and you might want to get in there, maybe to continue. So here you'd have to count, or you'd have to decide what's going to happen for you. But I really like this. So again, even here, if it shifts here, I'm taking this trade. Let's see how many points this is. Okay, maybe I would want it here. Okay, so it does not shift, so I don't want it yet. And we would be betting on new highs. Okay. So I don't want it here yet because it did not actually close. So if you are a bear here, you could talk about a case for the sells. Very good case for the sells here. Because you're banging your head on the top of this right after a massive shift right here. Or if this breaks, obviously I want to get in. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get in if it breaks with a stop below the 1 minute, which would be crazy because it'll probably it'll probably do this and then maybe stop us out. But okay, so we're gonna get ready to get in here. Yeah, we're gonna get in here for sure. We'll get it right here. Boom, boom. Okay, so here we're gonna put our stop. Okay, that's too much. 50, and then let's see. Okay, we'll put our target to 1. Hold on. Okay. So for some reason on the funded account, I cannot see the execution, but we have the stops. We have our stuff in. Oh, maybe I have it execution. Um, Orders here. Orders. Very interesting. I can't see. Okay, it's okay because I can close it right here. Okay, so for the top step, we will put the stop for 80s. We'll put the profit target 11. Okay, so hopefully that trade makes sense. The 5 minute is holding the 1 minute structure. Again, that is a little bit nuanced. Um, the 1 minute shifts here on the 1 minute. The 1 minute shifts here on the 1 minute. No shit, right? Okay, let's look at it here. Here's a perfect example. Shifts bearish, then shifts right back bullish. That is a sign of resilience, a sign of that it wants to continue. But again, the market can do anything, right? It could actually come in, take us out, and then go, or it can go with us, or it can come back in, shift back, and get us out of the way. Okay, so I do. Okay, I didn't even have this on. So the trade is good, and the trade is actually good regardless of the outcome. That's important to remember. There's this term called resulting, where we have a tendency to equate the quality of the outcome of any outcome in life, not just trading, with the quality of the decision making process behind that outcome. So, for example, if this trade loses, some might say, well, that's a bad trade. Well, I would disagree because the process, the thinking, the probabilistic thinking behind the trade actually makes a lot of sense. It's a good trade, objectively speaking, because of different variables that I've outlined here. The shift back bullish, the 5 minute holding, coming back, creating a potential higher low on the 5 minute, 15 minute coming back in, getting some more buyers, maybe extending its range because it has not created that higher high yet, and the 1 hour pushing for new highs, right? Just collecting data, making your case, and then presenting the case to the market and taking it. So we do that in everyday life too, which is, again, the term is resulting, and that's something that I had to overcome. It's something that's difficult to overcome actually, but the practice consistency, you can do anything pretty much. Okay, so okay, yeah, so obviously this is working. I still haven't figured out what happened with this funded account. I can't actually see. I can't actually see my position here on TradingView, but I do have the position here where I can exit real quick if I need to. I don't know why I can't see it. And I'll show you what that looks like. So this is what we look like on the funded account right here. And then on the top step, funded account is right here. Okay, new highs on the 5 minute. That's very good. Obviously, we want to see that. Also on the 1 minute. Let's check the volume on this candle. So not that much volume, but that's okay because we look good. So here, now the bottom of the trading range is down here now on the 5 minute. So that gives us confidence for this to hold. Obviously, it could do whatever it wants, but the fact that the 5 minute trading range, the low is down here, is that means that this entire thing would need to shift in order for us to be wrong, which is completely possible. And it would be okay if it happened. But as of now, we look awesome here. Yeah, I don't know why I can't see. I'm gonna try to fix this here. Maybe you guys know, but so I have it on trading execution. Yeah, I have it here. Mm, maybe if I go here. So I'm trying to go to the continuous contract, maybe to see if that helps it. No. Oh, wait. Ah, I figured it out. Okay, so I had this thing but on the other one. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I actually put in two contracts here. I want to get out of one. So that might be too much. Let's see. So with the Tradeify funded account, I can't, I have to maintain a consistency, which is about 80, sorry, not 80, 20%. So that's what I'm aiming for is like 1,800, 1,800. So on this one, we have it so that it hits 1,800 when it hits TP, but on this one, looks like it's might be too much. So I'm gonna have to close this one soon. Okay, so this is working very, very, very nicely. 1,300 here. Okay. Nice highs. Okay, so an update on the 1 minute. I really, really like this right here because I could use this as a soft break where if the market comes back underneath here, which I hope it does not, then we can start thinking of getting out because then that would change the dynamic of the market. It's not because if this is as strong as we need it to be, then it should just go because it's right there. But if it does come back down, it shifts, takes that level, then that'll tell us that the market doesn't have as much gusto as we think it does. But okay, maybe it does. Okay, I'm gonna take I took 1,500 off on the one of the funded accounts, and then the other one I'll just let it go. The top step's looking good, and then the other funded account as well is looking pretty good. Until I can close this. Because we're about 15 points away from our target. So the last thing I want to do is take profit early. The reason being is because I'm not worried about any individual trade. I'm worried about a large sample of trades. So how does my edge play out over a large series of trades? So 50, 100, 150, 300, 500 trades. What does my equity curve look like? What are my metrics? Those are the things that I'm going to focus on with you guys, show you guys what I'm looking at, what it means for me, how I read it, how I use it, and why it's important. For example, if this comes all the way back, and that it's okay. Like that's going to happen. Sometimes it's just going to rip and take our TP with it. Hope they get us out, make us a winner. But it's just showing, again, it's just to demonstrate resilience, consistency, patience with the process itself. Okay. So I mean, we look good here. So even now, so here, if the even better. So if the 1 minute can close here, then well, it has to close above. So if it closes up here in 9 seconds, which it looks like it will, then a break below here would get us out, which is a much better spot than before. All right, or if it wants to hold the low, like, then great, because we're right there. We're right there. Let's see what it wants to do. So okay, so for here, for example, if it closes below here, then we'll take it out. So I have 30 seconds. Okay, looks like it's holding. Okay, maybe not. Okay, maybe yes. Okay, maybe not. So we'll do this element here. Okay, moment of truth. Moment of truth. 8 seconds. Let's see the volume on this. Baby volume. Okay, so it holds. So we're still in it. So this is just preventing a series of higher highs and higher lows. But this next one could probably take us out. So we'll see. Remember, we're focused on the process, not the profits. So obviously we could have gotten out here or somewhere around here, but we're not focused on how much we can make. We're focused on our process, our system, our rules. So here, 20 seconds. Okay, it looks like we're gonna get out here. Maybe. Yeah, most likely. So, okay, perfect. So we'll get out there, get out here on the funded, and here on the funded. Okay, perfect. So, close that. Oh, no problem. All right, so that was a good trade. Um, I would like to have taken it off maybe a little bit higher. But the market just did not align as perfectly as we wanted to with our rules. That's okay. I do want to stick around here for a little bit, see what happens. Um, but yeah, that was a good trade, a good trading session. And again, you can have a system here that allows you to get in here. Excuse me, that allows you to get in here based on your experience and based on what you're anticipating, maybe on the 5 minute for it to hold. Maybe you have like a strategy that I have some trader friends that use this fib, where we like 68 point whatever, or the 50% or whatever. Just the idea is to make it yours, to test it, and if it works, to use it. Um, but yeah, so this trade, let's go over it one more time. We were talking about this being a critical level on the 1 minute. And here we notice that this is going to be potential, if you rewind it, this is potentially going to be the higher high here to start retracement. We were absolutely right. Not because we're genius, but because of experience, because we've been around the market long enough to where we can just not guess, but think probabilistically about what might happen next. So here we broke this down. We broke this down saying that this is actually not a shift, so it didn't shift to bearish here, but it could have. And if it would have, remember that trade that we said that we would have taken if we would have seen it. That did not happen. What happened was we had just a retracement, a low, a higher high, a lower low, sorry, a lower high, lower low, and then a higher high. So here we shifted back bullish, which ended up being a bull trap, which is fine. But you could have tried it, and that would have been a good trade if you were following your rules. Now, from this higher high, we put in a lower low. So this candle right here at 10:09 is not a random candle. It's actually shifting candle. It moves the candle back to the retracement phase. So then this makes this high a lower high, because you start looking at it from here, lower high, lower high, okay, lower low, and then here it comes back. Remember, we went to the line chart and analyzed it from here, so that you can probably get a sell from here. Or if you want to wait for confirmation, wait for the retest of the lows. That's exactly what happened here. And then you get a nice flush down. Even here, you could have had entry if you had rules for it. And then here it creates it. And remember, we shifted the top of the range accordingly. You see the market coming down now. So we were right to get out, or our rules. It's not that we were right to get out. We were right to follow the rules that we tested and knew and know the statistics of. And if you're still here, still watching this, I mean, first of all, congratulations. You've shown an immense amount of perseverance and discipline and consistency to just stay here and listen to me talk. But it's not about me being right. It's about me finding something that worked, me finding something that makes sense to me, making rules around it, testing those things, and then aligning my experience and intuition with those structured rules. Okay, anyways, back to the trade. So we moved the the structure down. We had this one as the last one. We started talking about how this could be a potential fake out, how this could be actually a good trade to get into, maybe from down here, but I didn't have confirmation first, so I didn't get in. And then we started going closer here on this candle right here. I remember we thought it would have broken out, but it didn't. And when it didn't, we did not do anything. So it wasn't that we wanted it to break out. It's that it was more, let's see if it does break out. And if it doesn't, then I would have behaved the same way that I did in the entire session before the trade came, which is do nothing. Just speak, narrate to you, and translate my thought process. Then we got a nice breakout. We didn't really pay attention to volume, but we did get a nice volume spike here on these candles, obviously, which it was evident just in the candle size. Oh man, now you're talking this much. I need to get some water. Give me a second. All right. All right. So we took the long, and we put our risk, our fixed risk of 25 points. Excellent. And then the market printed a new high here with the 5-minute, which aligns with this one right here. Also on the 1-minute, of course, it's the same high. And then we said, remember what we said and how we said it, because we were not focused on the profit. We weren't focused on how much money we can make. We were focused on what this actually meant for us, why it was good for the market to do that for us, why it was something that we should be grateful for. We said that this is now a level of invalidation. If the market can come back down here, then great. We'd get in at a break even, maybe a small loss, and we'd save some money, right? But instead, what happened is we pushed up. Here's probably when we started talking about this zone or this area. And then here we get the final boss here, where if this broke, then we wanted to get out, and we did get out right there. And even now, too, we're having the same thing that we had here. We have this as the higher low here. Down here, we have, let's just point this out, right? So we have a low, high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high. So then it shifts bearish here, lower low, sorry, lower high, lower low, lower high,